What is up, guys? Hopefully you are doing well. I'm gonna do a little video this morning, even though my voice, isn't back to its normal self just yet, as you probably will have noticed. So as you guys will have noticed, there has been no videos from me for the last few days. I didn't put one out, I didn't put any out on Friday. There weren't any, I didn't put any out on Saturday, and I didn't put any out yesterday. Now, the reason for that is I haven't been well. I have had what is either a really bad cold or the flu, one out of the two. I think at first I did think it was COVID, but I took two COVID tests and both have come back negative. I took one on Wednesday, that came back negative, and then I took another one on Friday, that came back negative as well. So I know it's not COVID. It was weird. It's last Monday. Obviously I felt ill last Sunday, but on Monday I started to feel a little bit better. I started to feel like I was getting better, and I felt back to a little bit kind of semi back to my usual self. I didn't feel particularly unwell. But then on Tuesday we went out for a New Year's Eve party down a pub. And whilst I was at the pub, I noticed that I was starting to get a sore throat. Now, I wasn't feeling 100% then, but I didn't want to have to come home because I wasn't feeling well. But it was like the first time I'd ever actually been out on New Year's Eve, and I wanted to make the most of it. I wanted to be able to enjoy it. I wanted to welcome in the new year for everyone. I didn't want to have to go home because I was unwell. I managed to stick it out until midnight, obviously, despite not feeling 100%. And then I went to bed on the Tuesday. I was fine. When I went up on Wednesday, all I really noticed was that my throat was a bit sore. But I didn't really notice anything other than that. Obviously I took the COVID test on Wednesday if my mum wanted to make sure that it wasn't COVID, because I'd been near my uncle on the Tuesday and he'd actually been a bit sniffly himself. So she took the COVID test and it came back negative. So she COVID tested me, came back negative. And then, obviously, as I said, I took another one on Friday, and that also came back negative. As I said, I wasn't feeling like too bad on Wednesday, Thursday. I felt fine, but then on Friday, I felt really, really bad. Like I just felt like all of my energy had been completely wiped out of me. Like I don't know what the heck happened, but I just felt like I had zero energy in me whatsoever. It felt like all I wanted to do was sleep. That's all it felt like I wanted to do, was lay in my bed and sleep. I had hardly any voice. I wasn't really able to talk properly. I didn't have a voice. My voice was kind of gone because of the sore throat and everything. My throat's not too bad actually today. It's not really that sore today actually. It seems to have eased, like the pain seems to have eased off a bit now. The only thing I've still got really is a bit of a sniffly nose, and a bit of a cough. That's the only thing I have. I do think I'm getting better slowly but surely. I'll probably be back to 100% probably by the end of the week. But I just wanted to come on this morning and give you guys, a little bit of an update. Just to let you know that I haven't been well. Hence why there's been no videos over the past few days. It's because I've had no voice. Well, I've not really, so I've not really been able to record anything. It's like how can I record something with no voice? But yes, I am 100% back now though, but hopefully gonna be back now though. Going forward, hopefully I'll be able to start uploading regularly again. I think I've also been feeling a bit miserable, to be honest. I think the reason I've been feeling a little bit miserable is because Christmas is over now. I'm feeling that I feel the same way every year, and I know that probably sounds a bit stupid, but I do feel the same way every year. I always feel that bit miserable about Christmas being over because I love Christmas so much. It's like I never want it to end, but it just feels like Christmas comes and goes so quick, and it's like you run around putting all of the decorations up, getting everything organised. And before you know it, it's time to take all of the decorations and everything down again and put them all away. And and it's funny, as I was saying to my mum the other day, I was saying about how some people do actually leave their decorations up all year round, and I was saying to my mum we should do that one year, and I feel like it would make more sense to leave the decorations up all year rather than take them down only to end up putting them back up again at the end of the year. It would save us a little. It would kind of save us a job. At the end of every year, right? But it would save us that job of having to put the decorations back up as they would already be up. But then again, I think a lot of people would, if people would come in, they would probably question why we still have Christmas decorations up, and they probably want to know why we haven't taken them down. So yeah, it's a bit of a kind of it's a bit of a weird one, but I think it feels like something that would make more sense to do. Obviously, the pantomimes have come to an end. I think the majority of pantomimes probably did come to an end over the weekend. Another one at Hackney Empire finished yesterday. Yesterday was the last day of Dick Whittington's hat at Hackney Empire. So that's all finished now, and that kind of brings an official, that kind of means that Christmas is officially over now. Obviously, now that the pantomimes have finished. Obviously, now that one's finished, obviously, attentions will turn, will now turn towards, the pantomime for the end, the pantomime for this year, and what they're going to be doing this year, and I'll be interested to see what the 2025 pantomime is going to be. Obviously, we won't know that for probably another few months, but we'll probably find it, but it'll probably be an interesting one, nonetheless. I really enjoyed the pantomime at Hackney Empire this year for 2024, Dick Whittington. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was really enjoyable. And I think it was like all good for the family. Like it's good for all the family, But it's kind of sad that it's sort of time to kind of return, to go back to normality again. I think it's always, as I've said before, I think it's always tricky to sort of return back to normality after the festive season, but there you go. Obviously, for me, I think the main reason I've not been doing any videos lately is that I haven't been well. I hate, I absolutely despise, being ill. As I said, I didn't think, there was that part of me that thought maybe it was COVID. When I did on a Friday, I thought, well, I had no energy in me. I thought, that's what made me think it was COVID, as I had most of the symptoms that you would attribute to COVID, you would connect to COVID. And it was funny because I remember last year when I had COVID, I'd gone into college I'd woken up on the Thursday morning, and I didn't feel particularly ill on that Thursday morning. When I woke up, I felt a little bit under the weather, but I didn't feel like that ill to the point where I needed to stay up college. I felt like I was still well enough to go in. So I went in, but as the day went on, I started to feel more and more unwell, and I didn't think much of it at first. I didn't think it was COVID or anything like that. I thought, it must, maybe I'm not coming down with the flu or something like that. It hadn't registered, it hadn't really registered to me the fact that it could be COVID. Because at the time I was thinking, well, if it's COVID, where have I got it from? Because I haven't been near anyone to actually get COVID, and my thinking at the time was like, the only way you can actually get COVID is actually by being near someone, someone who's had it. And my thought on it was like, I didn't think about the fact that you can still get COVID by touching something that hasn't been obviously cleaned or anything. And I guess maybe that's because obviously I was touching things on the bus, I was touching things in the college, as I was on the portering rotation at the time, so I was going around all the different buildings and touching stuff, so I may have picked it up from there. I don't know. But what was weird was that I went home on the Thursday, and when I got home, I told my mum that I really wasn't feeling well, and she took COVID tested me on the Thursday, and COVID test that on that Thursday came back negative. But then I took another COVID test on the Friday when I woke up on the Friday morning, because I woke up with a sore throat and a bit of a headache and a sore throat. And when my mum COVID tested me on the Friday, it came back positive. And I was in bed for about 3 days. I was testing positive for 3 days. And then I started testing negative on the Monday, which wasn't a bad thing. But it was also kind of bad timing because I tested positive for the COVID on the Friday, and then my granddad collapsed and was kind of rushed into hospital on the Sunday. My mum was having to isolate, but she went round to my nan's on the Sunday because my nan was in a right state. She was really panicking and everything, which was perfectly understandable. And obviously, my mum went round there to be with her. And what was funny was that literally about a week after I tested positive for COVID, my mum got COVID again for the second time, which affected her quite badly. It really did sort of knock her out. She was in bed for quite a few weeks. And I think, in a way, that's what lets her down at the moment, is the fact that, she wasn't able to be with my granddad in the hospital, but she couldn't risk taking COVID into the intensive care unit. She was having to stay away from the hospital. She never got to see my granddad when he was actually awake. She never got to be with him when he was awake. It was just a horrible situation and horrible timing, and obviously, a few months ago, obviously my mum tested positive for COVID about 4 months ago. 4 months ago in September, my mum got COVID for the third time. So yeah, talk about bad luck. But yeah, as I said, I'm feeling a little bit better than I have been feeling over the past couple of days. I started to feel a little bit better on Saturday. I do feel like I am gradually, slowly but surely getting back to being, to feeling my usual self again. My throat, as I said, my throat doesn't feel as sore today. I feel like I have more energy in me today, which is not a bad thing, because the other day I felt like I had no energy in me at all, but today I do feel like I have a lot more energy in me, and I feel a lot better than I have been feeling for the last few days. So hopefully, as time, there will be plenty more videos. I've got another one coming out this afternoon. I've got another video planned. And again, this is a video I've wanted to do for a couple of days, but I've not been able to do it because I haven't had my voice wasn't there, so I wasn't able to record anything. But it will be a video that goes out this afternoon. So yeah, hopefully as of now I'll be back. Hopefully I don't end up going away ill again. As I know, last week on Monday I did that video saying I was back, as I hadn't recorded anything the previous day due to being unwell, and then I ended up falling ill and I was out. I wasn't able to record anything. I don't actually think I recorded that many videos last week. In fact, I know I recorded a video on Tuesday. I think. I ordered one or two on Monday, then I did, I think one or two on Tuesday, and then I don't think I ordered, and then I don't think I ordered anything on Wednesday, and I don't think I ordered anything on Thursday or Friday either. So I think the last time I think the last time I actually properly ordered anything was last Friday. No, well, it was last Tuesday rather. But yeah, hopefully I'm back now. Hopefully this will be the first video of many more to come over the next few days. I think my voice is starting to come back a bit now. You can probably tell that my voice is it's probably getting back to its usual self again. So hopefully, as I said, this will be the first video of many more to come on the channel over the next few weeks. Over the next few days rather. Hopefully, I won't be getting ill again for a little while, but I mean, who knows? But I hope you guys have had a good last few days, have had a good weekend. I hope you've kind of adjusted to it being 2025 now. I think that for some people it might take a little while to adjust to it being the new year, but New Year, I guess New Year, like New Year, it's time, it's time for things to change. So, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you for another one soon. Bye bye.